For those of you who keep on asking me about how to detox the liver, how to take care of the kidneys and all that, now this is your video. You cannot start healthy living if you've not dropped the unhealthy living. Okay, so anything that will compromise your kidneys and liver function has to go. Number one is alcohol. Yes. Number two, doesn't matter the type of alcohol, whether it's beer, whether it's changa, whether it's whiskey, scotch, doesn't matter. Alcohol has to go because it will affect your liver and it will predispose you to alcoholic liver, fatty liver disease. Okay, it is also going to affect your kidneys because it contains sugar. Okay, and then drop all the unnecessary drugs that you are taking. If you're taking any form of drugs in the name of painkillers, those painkillers are going to hurt your kidneys and they are going to hurt even your liver. The more the drugs you have, the more you are going to affect the liver, because every drug that you consume, including that skincare product, has to go through the liver for purposes of detoxification and also to convert that drug to the active form. It's called the fast pass metabolism. It has to go through the liver. So you can actually be burdening your liver by taking a lot of drugs, some of which you don't even need them. Okay, and then these drugs, the problem with the cause are the kidneys, particularly the steroids like the dexamethasone, prednisolone, hydrocortisone, okay, budesonide inhalers, the ones that you give your children. Okay, where if you are suffering from nasal congestion, chest congestion, asthma and all that. Others, the non-steroid anti-inflammatory drugs, the brufen, the diclofenac, the one that you take because of the joint pains, aceclofenac, naproxen, celecoxib. Okay, all of these drugs are going to affect your kidney by the fact that they'll block the renal perfusion. It reduces the renal perfusion or flow of blood towards your kidneys. And when this happens, it means transport of nutrients, oxygen, immune cells to your kidneys will be inhibited. So more trouble for you, because whenever you get an infection in that kidney, it becomes difficult for you to treat that infection because no immunoglobulins are going to that place. Okay, so you also drop sugar in every form because it's going to cause you more trouble. It is going to hurt your kidneys, and therefore the work of the kidneys, such as the excretion, control of anemia, prevention of anemia because of the erythropoietin hormone. Okay, and synthesis of vitamin D. The last activation of vitamin D is done by the kidneys. Okay, among so many other functions of the kidneys will not happen. Why? When the kidney starts to fail, even the control of blood pressure is going to become a problem, because that hormone that regulates blood pressure is called aldosterone, and it is synthesized by your kidneys. Therefore, all the foods, all the junks in the name of sugars, wheats, are going to compromise your kidneys. So you have to drop them. Okay, drop alcohol, drop cigarette smoking, drop even the mirror. Okay, and then take fatty foods. Why? Because for the liver to function and even do all the work, one of the functions of the liver is actually the synthesis of cholesterol, and it synthesizes this cholesterol from the fatty diets that you are taking, the likes of the saturated fats you use for cooking, the ghee, tallow, lard, sweat and all that. Okay, and if the liver is not able to synthesize cholesterol, number one, you'll not control that blood pressure, because where are you going to get aldosterone from? You're going to suffer from erectile dysfunction because you're not able to synthesize testosterone. Okay, you are also going to suffer from gallstones. Why? Because gallstones are actually crystallized bile salts, and for those gallstones to clear, you need cholesterol to synthesize more bile salts to dissolve these stones. Okay, so many other things. Anything that is compromising the liver or the kidneys has to go. And then the best detox, number one, is fasting. whether it's intermittent fasting or prolonged periodic fast. Intermittent fasting means that your first meal of the day will be around 11 to 1 p.m. and then the last meal will be between 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then after the 8 p.m. all the way up to the next day around 11 a.m. you have a whole 16 hours of staying without food, and this allows your gut and your whole system to digest, absorb, and relax. Okay, yes, and this allows it to to come, to concentrate acids, to rejuvenate all the enzymes and all that. Now, number 2, take cabbage juice, take fermented cabbage. Okay, why am I telling you that? It's because of that compound, that amino acid, that compound that is called glutathione. The work of the glutathione is that it helps in detoxifying the liver. Okay, and the great sources of glutathione, I've seen in the market, we also have supplements with glutathione. Comes from cabbage juice. And how you're going to make the cabbage juice is that you're going to use the green bell pepper, the cabbage itself, avocado, and coconut flesh. Then you blend that whole mixture and then you take it. Even when breaking the fast, you can take it. Okay, and then you're going to lose fat, because now fat is highly estrogenic, and how you end up with a lot of accumulated fat is that you've chronically been consuming carbohydrates, you've chronically been consuming fruits, and then these fruits comes with fructose, which will be broken down to give triglycerides, and these triglycerides are going to raise the fats in your system. Okay, and then when you chronically consume the carbohydrates, the simple sugars, remember, on the glucose metabolism pathway, they'll be digested, they'll be broken down to glucose, and then the glucose will be stored in the liver as glycogen temporarily, and then in fat cells, awaiting a time when there'll be a calamity or a disaster, and then you'll not be feeding, and then the body will turn to your stores to break them down, the fats, to supply the system with glucose. Okay, so the more you eat carbohydrates, the more you're going to store more fats. Why? Anytime glucose levels go up, insulin has to come in. And where does this insulin dump all these sugars to? To the fat cells, to the muscle cells, and to the liver. Okay, so when you chronically consume these carbohydrates, it becomes very difficult for you to lose weight. Therefore, for you to lose this weight, your food should be animal protein and vegetables. You don't even need that carbohydrate. Why? Because these fats and the proteins will also be broken down through gluconeogenesis to supply your system with glucose and ketone bodies. Okay? Washaanza kunipigia, God of Galilaya.